Sukuna's origin traces back to a time when curses were more than mere manifestations of negative energy. Once a human sorcerer with insatiable greed for power, Sukuna's malevolence transcended his mortal existence, divided into 20 fingers each containing a portion of his power. Sukuna's remnants are sought after by all sorcerers eager to control and destroy this ancient menace.
Pochita, also known as the Chainsaw Devil, is widely known as the hero of hell and the devil host for the main character Denji, being a devil that the four horsemen are after, which include the likes of the Death Devil, which they primal fear. He should be around the level of making him one of, if not the strongest devils in the Chainsaw Man universe.
Sukuna wielding incredible potent abilities that of 10 Shadows technique as well as his standard cleave and dismantle technique. These techniques allow for Sukuna to use dismantle, which forms invisible slashes and cuts, and with a binding vow stated by Kusakabe, Sukuna can slice the world itself. Cleave being his secondary attack affords him to adjust his cuts depending on his opponent's durability. With his second adaptation, Sukuna was able to cut the 3D space around Gojo. With this, Sukuna was able to cut space as well as existence itself. Also, there's his random fire ability, in which he would require some kind of vow or build-up, also stated by Kusakabe. In his final form, he's able to use his extra arms and mouths to increase the power of his attacks. Now for his domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine. Sukuna's domain allows for him to shower his opponents with unavoidable slashes. Finally, his 10 Shadows technique, which would augment him with Maharaga as well as the other summons to go along with this. As for AP, my glorious king will scale above everyone in his verse. This includes characters such as fodder like Gojo, Yuki, Kenjaku, and Yuta respectively. Engaging AP will be simple. Sukuna would upscale from Jogo and Dagon, in which can create a mountain and an island. And 15-finger Sukuna dogged Jogo, and is more capable of that than Dagon. So at bare minimum, Sukuna would be Island Plus. Final form Heron Era. This Sukuna would blatantly tower over the JJK verse. Sukuna would upscale from Yuki's Black Hole, which had the potential to destroy the world, stated by Kenjaku himself. Obviously, Yuki wouldn't scale to this, as this was a last resort effort for her in order to stop Kenjaku. Sukuna would also have the cover statement, in which Sukuna has the power to destroy the world. World in this context is possibly referring to society and life, as we know it's just the human population. Given the fact Sukuna towers over the entire verse, it's safe to assume he's planetary. A heavily fatigued and damaged post-Gojo fight Sukuna was shown to dodge an attack from Kashimo, which is scouted to be FTL. Sukuna also dodges an electromagnetic wave attack from Kashimo, which if not on Earth would indeed be light speed. It is also contentious, as Sukuna could have easily aim dodged Kashimo's electromagnetic wave attack. Sukuna's final form would surpass this, granting Sukuna FTL to FTL plus speeds.
One big misconception about Pochita is the statement of him being the most feared devil. So far into the story there is no direct statement to this, but even then you can use the statement of Makima admitting she was killed by him 26 times and even feels inferior to him. Makima being one of the strongest devils in the series, we can upscale this from people relative to Makima like Fami, Yoru, the Darkness Devil, and the Gun Devil. The Gun Devil at only 20% of its form can destroy a forest the size of a small town just by moving, and when it's commanded by Makima, it can destroy giant chunks of multiple cities across the world in under a few minutes. Pochita upscaling from this should easily put him in a small city to large city level. It's consistent since we see a stronger devil known as the Hell Devil getting blitzed and one-shotted by Pochita. If you want to highball Pochita's AP even more, we can upscale from the statement of Yoru saying that the fallen devil's mere presence reversed gravity and was causing natural disasters across the world, which could possibly scale Pochita to a small country or higher just from this. Now onto his speed. Our AP should scale at around a low ball of hypersonic to a high ball of massively hypersonic. Pochita was shown to easily blitz people like Guangxi and Makima. Guangxi with her best speed feats can be calculated to be around Mach 6, making Pochita hypersonic at bare minimum. We can link this even more with Makima. In chapter 76 in the manga, we see Makima was able to see the Gun Devil that was 400 kilometers away. The Gun Devil then fires a bullet at Makima that reached her in 1 second. If you calculate how fast a bullet needs to go across 400 kilometers in 1 second, it would be 1,118,468 miles per hour. If we take into account that Makima did indeed perceive the bullet coming at her, we can get Pochita to massively hypersonic plus, since he speed blitzed Makima multiple times without being able to perceive Pochita. Again, this is extreme waking, so take the Makima feat with a grain of salt. Now onto his abilities. His strongest and his most well-known ability is the ability to erase concepts. If something is divided by Pochita, the name of said concept is erased from memory and existence. His other abilities include things such as heat resistance and extreme durability, being able to tank Makima's finger gun multiple times without being severely damaged. Makima did the same finger gun one time and it heavily damaged the Darkness Devil, so his durability would scale higher. With heat resistance, he was able to light himself on fire and was able to resist the heat of falling into the earth like a meteor. After analyzing both opponents, it comes to no one's surprise that Sukuna would be the obvious victor. The only argument that's present is that you would have to prove Sukuna can't just one-shot Pochita. Sukuna would outscale Pochita in both AP and speed, therefore Pochita has no win cons in this situation. You could argue Pochita would resist Sukuna's fire arrow with his heat resistance, but that's what Sukuna would need this attack. Pochita maybe could regen from a simple cleave or dismantle if Sukuna doesn't slash his heart, but it's very slim considering the AP difference as well as Sukuna's durability negation. But this will be immediately shut down by Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine.
Pochita doesn't have the speed, regen, or any potential means to bypass or counter Sukuna's domain. The overwhelming instant sure hits would erase Pochita's existence, giving Sukuna that victory for Aaron.